Hello, I am Tiff from Journal with Tiff. Welcome or welcome back. And today I'm going over December currently inked. I cannot believe it's December already. It is today's the 6th. So I'm a little late getting this out, but I was really looking forward to this month. I wanted to see if I could kind of duplicate my feeling from last year, from December last year, because I literally remember pens that I used then, and there was something about that month that I just enjoyed so much. It was like, so far it's been my favorite month. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have 8 pens here, and we are all set up and ready to go. So let's get started. The first pen and ink combination will be my Dartmoor model, and this is by Mythic Pens, and it is inked with J. Herbin Cacao du Brazil. I haven't used this pen in a few months, but I was trying to figure out what to use this month. And wait a minute, let's go ahead and make the swatch first. What to use this month, and it just seemed, that particular resin just seemed kind of, I don't want to say holiday-ish, but I don't know. We'll take a better look at it in just a moment. But this ink, oh no, I think there might be a little bit of water in there from where I just cleaned out that nib. Hopefully it will dry fairly quickly. But anyway, here's the pen, and it is like, I feel like this pen and ink combination go together so well. This particular color, let me cap this so that I can show you the bottle, the name again. Here we go. The label color really is a good representation of this particular ink. And as per usual, at the end of the video, you can fast forward through if you don't want to hear me talking. We will get a close-up of all of the samples. But this is a very cool toned grayish brown. I feel like it has just a little bit of a purpley undertone to it. Here. I adore this pen, first of all. This is Mythic Pens, and this particular colorway is Dartmoor. And I got this in an extra fine nib, and Kirk Spear grounded to an Architect. It's one of my first Architect nibs. That's when I realized that was definitely one of my favorites. Love this particular nib. And we have this inked with J. Herbin Cacao du Brazil. Okay, we're going to get some close-ups towards the end, like I said, but I'm really digging this particular colorway and this ink. I mean, if you're a matchy-matchy person, that is for you. And I know I used a Pilot on my last custom 823 last month. This is a different one. I know it's basically the same pen, but it's my business. I wanted to use it. It's the Pilot Custom 823 with a fine nib, and this is inked with Diamine Oxford Blue. And it's such a saturated ink and very wet. When I was choosing my pen and ink combinations for the month, again, I don't know what possessed me to want to use blue this month. I don't know. I was just looking for what seemed holiday-ish. I will be honest, I don't really think blue is a very holiday-ish color, but when I looked at the palette, it just worked for me. So I'm like, hey, we're gonna roll with it. The next pen and ink combination is my Esterbrook Esty. This is in the Raven with an extra fine nib, and I have it inked with Diamine from the green edition. This is Yule Log. I feel like I just used this not long ago, but I think this might be one of my favorite pens to write with, generally speaking. There's something about that nib that really, really works for me. I don't know what it is or how to explain it, but I like it. I don't know what else to say about that. I like it. And I love the matte finish of this particular pen. Now, I'm going to admit, this is going to require a whole other conversation, but I've been a little anxious about my Esterbrook's lately. Let me write this down before I forget. Okay. This is my Esterbrook Esty in Raven with an extra fine nib, and it is inked with a lot of Diamine inks this time, I believe, with Diamine Yule Log. It's going to require a larger conversation or a longer conversation, but I have an SD that I've had some issues with when I would turn the pen to put the cap on, and it just kept spinning. It's almost like it just became stripped there. And it's been that way for a long time. It's my tortoise. That's why you don't see me using it a whole lot. And then I noticed one or two others start doing that. So I'm very concerned about my Esterbrook's. But anyway, let's get back to this. Yule Log. Gorgeous, gorgeous, rich. It's not too warm, but it is a warm brown, especially with this what looks like kind of a coppery shimmer that's in it. Again, we'll get a better look once it's dry, but definitely screaming a holiday brown to me. So I cannot wait to write with this particular pen and ink combination. The next combination is my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande. This is in the red scarlet, and I have it inked with Diamine by Humbug. Now, this is a chameleon ink. However, I'm going to do the swatch with the, I think, does it have shimmer in it? I think it has a little bit of shimmer, which makes it a chameleon. This is such a, this is a holiday ink. If nothing else is, this is definitely a holiday ink. But I normally don't put any shimmer in this particular pen just because I don't want to risk having an issue cleaning it out. This also has a number 8 gold nib. This is a larger nib than I'm comfortable with, to be honest with you. I mean, I make it work. I'm going to make it do what it do. But I personally, in most pens, I prefer a number 6. If it's like, is it platinum? I prefer a number 15. Just that size nib. This one's pretty big. Some people absolutely love it. It takes some getting used to, definitely. Let's see. This is my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande, number 8. And this is in an extra fine nib. And this is the red scarlet. Gorgeous. Look at that. It is so, when I was able to get this pen, I was just so over the moon. And I have it inked with Diamine by Humbug. Is that right? Yeah, Humbug. And it is super wet. I'm not sure exactly if it's the pen or if it's the ink, but I can see the gorgeousness of this ink as it's starting to dry already. So I cannot wait for it to dry all the way so that I can show you guys exactly how it looks and how it just pulls out the chips in this pen, the chatoyance of it. Just, you could just eat it up. The next combination is my Walltown pen in Augusta Theater, and it is inked with Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. I think I used this last December as well, but I mean, how was this not Christmassy? How was this not holiday? We have golds and bronze, amber finials, a little bit of red right here. I adore this pen. Oh, gotta do my sample first. But I really was wanting to focus on, I think, the pen as opposed to the ink as much this time. If I can get, I don't want to make a mess. Hold on. Okay. I think I got some on the nib. It's just a little bit in there. This is Ferris Wheel Press. And it's Oyster Hour. Initially, when I first got it, I thought it was like too light of a color, but actually it works out really well. All right, this is Walltown pen in Augusta Theater. And this is an extra fine nib as well. This is a Yovo nib, inked with Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. Yeah, when I first tried Oyster Hour, I think it was last year, the first time I tried that particular ink. You know, sometimes you just got to try things more than once, you know, and I did give it a second try because at first I was like, I don't think this is going to work for me. I don't think it's going to be a dark enough ink. I thought it was just going to be so pale. But I've used it since then, and I do appreciate it. It's one of my favorites now. So, Walltown Pens Augusta Theater, inked with Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. The next pen and ink combination is the Vanishing Point. This has a fine nib, and it is inked with another favorite of mine. This is Colorverse Valles Marineris. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not. But I have definitely come to enjoy Colorverse inks. They've been just saturated enough for me. I've not found them to be drying at all. They've worked well in almost every pen that I've inked them with. So this one is fairly new to me. I'm not new to not Ferris Wheel Press, Vanishing Points, but this particular one is new to me because I've just for the longest time been wanting the black with the gold trim. And this is a gold fine nib, and I finally just went ahead and got it. I have no idea what I've been waiting on. All right, so this is the Pilot Vanishing Point. This nib is so smooth. And this is in a fine, inked with Colorverse. Let's make sure I spell this correctly. I can't see it. I'm getting old, you guys. I'm just saying. I'm not even 50. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I just want to hear myself talk, I believe. But yeah, anyway, I digress. I have had the best luck with this ink, which is why I really want to try it in this pen. This would be the very first ink that I've inked this pen up with, so I'm really excited to try it out. My previous Vanishing Point has a matte finish, so this is my first Vanishing Point with the smooth shiny finish. I've never tried one with this feel to it. I mean, I'm used to the clip, but with just this feel, it shouldn't make a difference. But that's what we're here for, is to check it out and see. So that's the Pilot Vanishing Point with Colorverse Valles Marineris. And lastly, the last combination is my Lamy 2000 in the black with an extra fine nib, and I have it inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukushi. And this particular bottle, I just kind of printed off a label and put it on here because I basically just took two or three of the, I think, 15 ml bottles and got this empty bottle from Goulet Pens and made my own bottle. So works for me. So this is definitely one of my favorite inks of all time. Always looking for a dupe or something for it. But yeah, I really hate. I will say it until the cows come home. I really hate that this ink was discontinued. So of course, Lamy 2000 in the black with an extra fine nib. So of course I've stocked up on it as much as I can. I probably have more than I can use in a lifetime, to be honest with you, considering it doesn't take much to fill a pen. And this is inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukushi. Just this reddish brown is just gorgeous, and I actually really enjoy the extra fine nib of the Lamy 2000 in general. So this is one combination. I've never paired these two together before, and I was like, wonder how that'll work. So can't wait to see how this ink, which it's an Iroshizuku ink, rarely does it not work in a pen. But I mean, you never know, and we're here for exploration, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to let these dry, and I'll be right back so we can get some close-ups. Okay, I think everything is dry. Let's do some close-ups so that we can see how everything's looking. The first pen and ink combination is the Mythic pen in the Dartmoor colorway, and it is inked with J. Herbin Cacao do Brazil. Gorgeous combination, I do believe. Almost a perfect match, I would say. Next is my Pilot Custom 823 inked with Diamine Oxford Blue. Not sure what possessed me to do blue this month, but we are going to roll with it. You can see this blue has the red sheen that does not normally show up in writing, at least that I've normally noticed, but you can definitely see the red sheen in the swatch. Next is the Esterbrook Esty in Raven with an extra fine nib, and it is inked with Diamine Yule Log. The shimmer in that is just phenomenal and gorgeous. And yes, I did this time include shimmer when I inked the pen. I'm fine to do with that with my Estes, not some of my other pens as much. But with this one, I definitely didn't mind, and I hope that's going to be a really good writing experience. Next is my Leonardo in Red Scarlet inked with Diamine Bah Humbug, and the shimmer in that is just gorgeous. I think that's a money shot right there. I can get if you can see the shimmer. It's like, I don't know what color shimmer that is. It's like a pinky gold type of shimmer on top of that deep red, and how it goes with the pen. I just love it when my pen and inks match, and I just feel like that's just gonna be gorgeous. Next is Walltown Pen in Augusta Theater, inked with Ferris Wheel Press Oyster Hour. Really wanted to focus on pulling out the lighter colors in this particular colorway, in this particular pen. Here's the Pilot Vanishing Point, inked with Colorverse Valles Marineris. Here, I do see a little bit of black sheen amongst this. I want to call it more like a deep olive green color. If you like deep olive greens, this is a phenomenal ink. Definitely try it. And lastly is the Lamy 2000, inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukushi. Reddish brown ink. Just a little bit of a green sheen, if you can see that, just along the edges of the darker part. Two staples of a pen and an ink, and I'm really hoping that they will go together well. So that's it. That's what I've got to focus on for the month of December. Fingers crossed that they're all great writing experiences. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to like. Please consider subscribing, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.